Only 7 days until the next episode. I can do it. Hey guys, welcome back to the MCU HQ. Here's my non-spoiler review for episode 6 of WandaVision. There will be spoilers for the entire show in this video. I talk about some things that happened, especially last episode. So if you're not caught up, 1, how have you been avoiding spoilers? And 2, don't watch this video. Now, let's get into it. First off, I was so pumped for this episode. I don't know why. Just the Halloween episode is the episode I've been most excited for. And this was a spooky episode in 2 ways. 1, because it was Halloween, and Halloween is spooky time. And 2, this episode is just kind of haunting and a bit scary. And we'll talk about that in a bit. But the first thing I want to mention is this episode probably has the best character work the entire show has had so far. I mean, this episode, it has the most characters because obviously there's 5 people in the family now. You know, we have WandaVision, Billy, Tommy, and we got Quicksilver last episode, so we have all 5 of them. And, I mean, it builds on all 5 of their characters, plus builds on the characters that aren't in Westview and a couple other side characters. I think it's cool how they were able to grow and build that many characters in this short of a time. I love Billy and Tommy. They are welcome additions to the show. When they first came in, I was worried for a bit. I didn't touch on it in my review because I ended up liking how it went, but when they first came in and they grew, I was worried for a little bit. After this episode, no, I'm fully on board with Billy and Tommy. I love what they're doing. And in the comics, Billy is the one who gets all the love. In this show, Tommy is getting a lot of attention, a lot of character. So I like what they're doing with Tommy. He has a lot of cool scenes with Quicksilver because that's right, Quicksilver is in this show now. Evan Peters' Quicksilver from the Fox movies. He's a welcome addition. I love every minute he's on screen. Evan Peters kills it, and he does have good chemistry with Elizabeth Olsen. They bounce off each other really well. It worked great. And yes, don't worry. They give a few hints. They don't answer the question yet. There's some hints about why Quicksilver is different that are in the episode. It's not completely open-ended. Vision also gets a lot more to do. I talked about this in my review of episode 5. Vision is getting his own stories. Originally, he, in the first few episodes, he did kind of have his own thing he did when he went to work and Neighborhood Watch Me, but for the most part, it was just him and Wanda. These last 2 episodes, Vision's gotten more to do. He's gone out on his own. He's had his own adventures. He has his own little story throughout these last few episodes that I don't want to really get into because there's a lot of spoilers involved with it. A lot of the heavy storytelling is on the Vision side of things. Yeah, Wanda still has a lot, but a lot of the big stuff is sitting on Vision, which I think is cool. I think that's a cool way of doing it. The Sword Trinity, Monica, Jimmy, Darcy, they're amazing. They get even more stuff to do in this episode. I love what they're doing with that Trinity. They are, hands down, the best MCU Trinity. This guy, though, can go screw himself. So yes, as I said, this is the show's Halloween episode. I think it was a cool setting for the episode. I liked what they did with it. There are also some things about this episode that are a reference to episode 5. I'm not going to get into it. I'm going to wait for my spoiler talk tomorrow to talk about that. But a big aspect of this episode has to do with something that is talked about in episode 5. Halloween makes the perfect setting for horror, and this episode has those light horror elements that we, have been told are going to pop up in Doctor Strange 2. They're in this show. This is what we're going to see in the Multiverse Saga. And when I say horror, I really need to clarify. We're not talking jump scare horror. This is not something that you're gonna be frightened and all that. It's not that. It's just some things make you nervous, a bit uncomfortable. You're kind of worried. It's the light horror. That's what we're seeing in this show. We do get another jump scare, just like with Dead Vision. They hit us with another jump scare like that. And just like last time, I was not ready for it. Yeah, a lot of sketch stuff happened in this episode. It didn't even take long for it to kick in. I mean, if you've seen the trailers, you see some of the stuff that happens. We get a lot of sketchy stuff. And we also get goosebumps. The last third of this episode, this show's so good. When the last third of the episode kicks in, it's so good at giving you chills. This episode is no different. There is a moment that I can't disclose, but it gave me chills, and I was edge of my seat. And then when the credits rolled, I was so upset because I don't like waiting. I don't like this cliffhanger. This episode has a painful cliffhanger that we're going to have to wait till next week to resolve. And I don't like waiting. See, binging has spoiled us because this was the norm. Now everyone's so used to binging that we hate waiting. So thanks, Netflix. So this episode's the end of Act 2 because, what they've alluded to is the show split into 3 acts. 3 groups of episodes. Being the 6th episode, this is the end of Act 2. So next week we'll start in the last 3 episodes and get into Act 3. So this episode doesn't really end its story. It wraps things up, and then it hits you with a cliffhanger that we have to wait a week. And then we're just going to get another cliffhanger and cliffhanger until we get to the final episode. That's exactly what's going to happen. And you will hate the wait. Trust me. The wait for the last 5 episodes, the wait between episodes, has not been as bad. This one is brutal. I want episode 7 right now. This episode set up the rest of the show, and I want the rest of it. Is this the best episode? I don't know. I'm not going to say. Because episode 4 and 5 were awesome. Yes, I love this episode. I'm glad it was good considering how hyped I was. When I go back and see it, I want to see if I liked it as much as I did 4 and 5. I mean, especially 5, the ending with that Quicksilver scene. I mean, this probably had my favorite sitcom bits. Story overall, I don't know, we might still have to give it to episode 5. I mean, that scene where she walked out of the barrier, that was phenomenal. But yes, another fantastic episode. This is a fantastic show. I can't wait to see where they take it. That is my non-spoiler review of episode 6 of WandaVision. Go check out the episode if you haven't. It's really good. It won't take you long to see spoilers, I promise. So leave your thoughts on the episode down in the comments below. Stay tuned for my spoiler talk tomorrow. Leave a like on this video, subscribe, click on the bell icon to receive all notifications from the M2HQ. That's going to be it. Have a great day, guys.